Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today I've got something for you that's very rare, very interesting. That's got you all excited, hasn't it? It's a Hyundai Matrix. Hyundai Matrix. Hyundai, as they insist we now call it. Hyundai Matrix, one of the ugliest cars ever made. I just don't know what Pininfarina were thinking of. They've styled some beautiful, beguiling cars over the years, and yet they come up with the Hyundai Matrix. Anyway, this 2004 Matrix has just arrived in part exchange, and it got me thinking, I don't think I've ever had one. I mean, I must have done, but I can't recall ever having a Hyundai Matrix. In all my years of buying and selling cars, I just don't think I've ever had one. And it's the kind of car that you'd remember. Not because it's very good or anything, let's be clear about that, but just on account of how hideous it is. Absolutely horrendous. It's almost as if the people at Pininfarina saw the Fiat Multipla of the time and thought, I can do worse than that. Hold my beer. Just like the Multipla, the Matrix looks like it was made from two donor vehicles. The top just doesn't match the bottom at all. The lower half's just completely at odds with the top. It's weird. Now, I should point out at this point that I do actually quite like the Multipla. It was quite clever. It sat 6 people, for example. The Matrix never did. The Matrix was just an also-ran in the ugly MPV segment. The one that we're going to collect now, I don't know an awful lot about. In fact, I know just 2 things. I know the year, to 2004, and I know the price. I've paid just £350 for it. So I'm thinking if it's a rusty old nail, then it can be scrapped for £300, £400, whatever it's worth. Or, if it drives okay and the bodywork's okay, it might just have a little bit of life left in it. I literally just had a call from work some 10 minutes ago to say it had just landed, so I thought we could go and have a look around it together. How does that sound? I'll see you there. Well, we're here. It's such a tragic looking car, the Matrix. What an ugly monstrosity that is. It's an SE. Woohoo. The paintwork looks quite poor. We've got various spots of lacquer peel. The door, wow, it's like a patchwork quilt, that. The front wing and the rear door match colour, and the front door and the rear wing match. What an absolute crock. I think, because I've done this job too long and I can spot a write-off a mile away, I think that's had a whack. The panels are just, they're a million miles out. It's like a Dulux colour chart. I'll tell you what then, just to see if my theory is correct, let's do a vehicle history check. So as always, I'm going to go to carvertical.com. It's really easy to use this, by the way. You'll have heard me talk about them many times before, but you just go to carvertical.com, type in the vehicle reg or the VIN. In this case it is Kilo Echo 54, so it's from Milton Keynes originally. Echo Oscar Lima, Czech vehicle. This is currently checking millions of cars across dozens of countries' databases. It'll tell us whether it's been written off, or stolen, or has outstanding finance on it, or had a mileage roll back. It's really important that you do one of these checks before you buy a used car or motorbike. You just don't know what it's hiding. If you'd like to do one of these checks for yourself, then use my promo code HIGHPEAK and you'll get 10% off each and every vehicle check that you do. Alternatively, click the link below in the video description. Right, and the report's ready. So, that is checked 436 million vehicles across 35 different countries. So it isn't just a UK thing. Right, they've recently revamped the site, so... what did I say? Never been stolen. The odometer's fine. There's no outstanding finance. Thank heavens. But it has been damaged. We've got an amber warning there for damage. I know my onions, don't I, guys? Haven't wasted my youth in the car job ever. We've got a bit of a write-up here as well. The 2004 Hyundai Matrix is a versatile and practical vehicle that offers a range of options to suit different preferences and needs. Doesn't say anything here about being sick in your mouth when you walk up to it on your driveway each morning, does it? Okay, what's the mileage? The mileage is low. It's only done 58,000 miles. Well, that was at the last MOT in September, so it's got 2 or 3 months MOT remaining. Okay. Quite low mileage, that. Right, this vehicle was damaged 1 time, and it's marked as an insurance write-off. When was it damaged then? What does this tell us? It was a Category D write-off in 2005. There's obviously quite a bit of damage then to write off a 1-year-old car. The average market price for such a vehicle is $1,971, so at $350 I can't go wrong, can I? Right. I genuinely didn't know this. I really didn't know this. It's petrol, which I knew, but it's automatic. As daft as it sounds, that does make that car quite desirable. Quite desirable. Right, on its last MOT, were there any advisory items? There have been advisory items here every year. Corrosion, leak, misting. In September last year, it failed its MOT on a tyre, an exhaust leak, and another tyre. Then it passed with no advisory items. That's a good sign, isn't it? Someone might have maintained this. Not cosmetically, granted, but mechanically, certainly. Right, let's go and have a look around it then. Quite excited here. Okay then, it is quite a windy day today, so excuse the wind noise. Only got the one key as well. No remote central lock-in. Right. It's quite a dull colour. It's almost like an Audi Nano Grey, this. That's me being quite optimistic. Up front we've got a corroded brake disc, loads of brake dust around the wheel. It needs some air in that tyre because it looks a bit flat. We've got an auto green, very good. Speaking of green, there's lots of green everywhere. This would benefit from a very thorough wash. I would say the last time this car was washed was about 5 years ago. It's filthy. Fat face, Kirby Longsdale. Nice part of the world there, up in Carnforth. We've got some quite obvious rust there that's been patched up. Yeah. Corroded alloy. That always seems to happen on Kias and Hyundais of this era. Again, that needs some air in that tyre. We've got a matching auto green though. 2 out of 2. Look at that. Disegno Pininfarina. Oh, look at that. Rear sensors. Tell you what, I don't muck about, do I? Only buy the best. Lots of lack appeal here. My boot's got dandruff. Right. We've got a Cooper's plate on the back. A rusty wiper arm. Oh, look at that. Loads of lack appeal. It's like the underside of a boat. And look at this paintwork. So that's off colour. That's off colour. Or is that the correct colour and they're off colour? I don't know. We haven't got as much corrosion on this side. Little spots of it. Rear drums that are as rusty and old as the hills. 3 auto greens. Nearly got full house here, guys. Oh yes, full house. They're actually, well, I was going to say they're decent tyres. I've never heard of the brand, but decent in terms of tread. It's about 5 mil on every single tyre. Bit of corrosion on the wing there. We've got a matching Cooper's plate, so that might be a Hyundai dealer. Okay then. Remote central lock-in. Oh, we've got mats. Oh no, I thought we had mats over mats then. We've only got single mats here, not plural. This needs a very, very good clean. Oh, we've got. Oh, look at this! I tell you what, we've got rear media, rear screens. In 2004, this must have been quite a car, mustn't it? 2 cup holders back there. You know what? Joking aside, as a family car, your kids would have loved this, wouldn't they? Tray here, bit of Peppa Pig, Teletubbies, whatever they watch. You can tell I don't have kids, can't you? More cup holders. I mean, it's actually quite clean, this. That's the big thing though, the fact it's automatic. What have we got back here? That is for the rear media, isn't it, I think? DVD player. I quite like this. Got a spare there. Just very, very grubby. A lolly stick there. Oh yes, cup holders galore. Right, service history. Lock and wheel nut there. Don't want anyone stealing those, do we? Let me just move this away 1 second so I don't show anyone's name or address. Ah, there's a bill here for all 4 tyres from Halfords. So Auto Green must be their preferred brand. That was in October last year. It's quite good, isn't it? What about service history then? Let's have a look. I've not seen a book like that for a while. This is a 1.6 SE automatic. Coopers, St Albans. Right. Come on, let's get to it. Right, we've got 2 services, one at 7 and one at 10,000 miles. And it's now done 58 or something, hasn't it? Service history's not what you call full then, is it? It's not exemplary. Various instructions and stuff there. Okay then, right. Let's have a look under the bonnet then. Little drawer there, little cubby box. Fancy a car like this having rear screens. It all looks 19 years old, doesn't it, that? Bits of corrosion everywhere, scuttle panels cracked. Bit of dampness there around the power steering reservoir. Right. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever had one of these because I don't remember any of this. Radio 2. Turn that off. Oh, I like that. Got a blank plate there. Oh yes, never been smoked in. So we've got a central, I don't know what you call it, binnacle gauge cluster. I've just turned you off. No CD. Go away. They're persistent, aren't they? Oh yeah, spring loaded. How many of the windows work? 1, 2, 3, 4. Mirrors. Oh yeah. Sunglasses there. I think this is a bargain at $350, regardless of its Cat D business. Right. Well, we've got reverse gear and we've got drive. Does my fan work? Leave the aircon on for a second, see if that gets cool. 59,600 miles. We've got a drop of fuel in it. Right. What am I going to do with this? What should we do with this then, ladies and gents? I think, firstly, I'm going to take it down to the car wash for a mini valet because it's quite grubby. I want to see how it cleans up. Then I think we could take it to the mechanics, see if it'll pass an MOT. If it will, then maybe give it a service as well. And then this could be, I mean, the bodywork's quite poor, but if I put this on at $995, Partex to clear, no offers, I guarantee the phone would melt. I just know it'd ring off the hook because it's automatic. That's the biggest selling point with this car. Right, should we drive it then? See what it's like. Right, first time driving a Hyundai Matrix. I'm excited. You know what? it isn't often that I get in a car these days that I've never driven before. Especially one from this era. Apart from rust, Japanese and Korean cars from this era are pretty indestructible. I mean, it's a hideous looking car, this, but whoever's going to buy this will be somebody that just needs some cheap transport. As long as it gets them to work or whatever, or does the school run, it'll do, won't it? And as much as I mock, I'd still rather have something like this than get the bus. Much, much, much rather. This actually drives remarkably well. Brakes work, power steering feels fine, it's not notchy. Sounds alright. Wonder what we've got. I think we've probably got a 4-speed box. You know what, this is actually alright. Quite like the driving position, nice up and high. Obviously we've got the indicators and the wipers on opposite sides, like an old British car. I really thought that this car was just going to end up in the scrapyard, especially when I discovered it was a Cat D, but I think we should not be so fast with this one. I think there's a little bit of life and a little bit of profit left in it. I haven't got a single warning light on. Stops fine, it doesn't pull to the left or the right. I think that's what we'll do then. We'll take it for a wash and then get it to my mechanics and just make sure it's all safe. I don't want to sell something which isn't safe. I always like to get an MOT done with no advisory items, but on something like this, that isn't possible. If it passes, as long as the list isn't too long, you're just going, are you? Idiot drivers. Obviously don't know I'm in a 1.6 SE Matrix automatic with rear screens, do they? Get some respect. This is actually quite a pleasant car to drive. Just really easy. Right then, let me go and drop it off at the car wash and I'll catch up with you later on. Cheers guys. Well, that doesn't sound good, does it? Well, we're back in my Korean multipler and it is as rotten as a month-old piece of fruit. It's quite a shame, really. Because although the bodywork looks like Joseph's coat, it does actually drive alright. I was convinced there was a bit more life left in this, but I was wrong. After we last spoke, I took it down to my local car wash for a mini valet. I thought, quite naively, that my mechanic would look upon it a bit more favourably if it was nice and clean. It turned out some things just can't be ignored. I was quite stupidly, naively optimistic with this. I thought it might need a few £100 spending, yes, but I thought it would just scrape through for another year. As it turned out, this would need too much welding to be a feasible business option, which is a pity really, because I thought I was onto some profit here. Nope, I'm afraid that wasn't to be. So instead, what I'm going to have to do is either sell this for parts, or just send it to the scrapyard. But it would be a bit of a waste. I suppose though, thinking sensibly, everything has its shelf life, doesn't it? And this has lasted 19 years, so it hasn't done badly. It's just annoying when it's only done 59,000 miles. There's obviously a lot more life left in the engine and box. This is often the case with Asian cars. 90% of the cars are made very well, but the chassis is made from chocolate. It just doesn't last. Anyway, that's about it. I'm off now to try and get as much money back as possible. I'm thinking this car owes me £350 plus £15 for a mini valet, so £365. I'm pretty sure I could get £500 for it, as is. So, you know, I'm not going to get rich quick, but it wasn't a complete waste of time. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave the link below. And yeah, cheers. Nearly hit a bird then. Cheers guys. See you next time.